This tutorial is going to go over exercise 518. So you want to come in here, view your instructions, and click here for the start file. Please know that some of the files might be blank when they start. That is because the assignment is calling for a blank document to start. So this is what our end product is going to look like, but let's start from the beginning. It's still pulling up our file. There we go. And also you might need to reference the appendices A and B. So please ask your instructor where those are so you know what a memo should look like. Okay, so we're starting a new document. We're going to do a 1-inch left tab. You're going to be working a lot with tabs. If your ruler is not showing here, please go to View and make sure your ruler on the Show tab is showing. So then go to Home and you want to make a left tab. Here's your tabs over here. If you hover over it, it'll show it to the left, and you want to do a 1-inch. So you just click once and you know it's a left because you hovered over here, and now you're ready to start typing. So you want to, again, if you looked at the appendices, you would know that Memo 2, you would start it like this and then hit tab. The tab you just created will take you over to that 1-inch, and you would continue typing in what the information is in your book or in your PDF file. You always want to put the date, and you most likely want to insert the date and time from here and use your update automatically. And and the last item is subject. Okay. Now we can continue on. So we want to hit enter twice for the body of the memo. For time's sake, I'm just going to paste in. I've already have that typed out. And now we're going to create tabbed columns. And it says using the guide line to set the tab. So please go back in your PDF files to let you know how you do that. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to find the longest word in each of our columns. And the first thing I need to do, though, again, according to creating it by a guideline, is to hit center. And I'm just going to type in the longest word in each one with 10 spaces in between. Okay, then our directions say to set tabs. So I'm going to make sure my left tab is still on. I'm going to follow this up and just set tabs for my words that I just typed in. Okay, now the directions say to delete the words we just created, because obviously those aren't the words that we want at this time. And then you are going to change your alignment and paragraph group to left, and you want to tab to where you created the first one. The first tab was from before, so you want to make sure you tab to where you want to do it, where you started creating your tabs for this tab tables. So there are my column headings, and I'm going to come and underline them. And then again, how you just enter this information in just by hitting enter and then hitting tabs over. But they do want this to be single spacing, it says in number 2. So in order to get it to be single spaced, you need to highlight, come up here to your spacing, hit 1, make sure your line spacing options have no spaces before or after. Okay, actually, I'm sorry, you want to just change the line spacing to single, but you can keep the line spacing out the after there. So this is what it should look like when all is said and done with typing in the table. Okay, so now you want to hit enter and type in the rest of the text you need there. Make sure you're back aligned to the left side of the page. And we are now on number 3. So number 3 says apply a box border around the entire memo heading. So the box border is the same as an outside border. So go ahead and click that. And then you need to make adjustments to that line because they want it to be 3/4. So you get into that is just by scrolling down here and go to borders and shading. And the width, you want it to be 3/4. And then you want to hit OK. And then you want to do a 10%, you want to do a gray shading. So again, you want to come here and you want to go into shading and you want to find a gray, light gray, and click OK. And then you want to click the first line and you're going to make a big space up here. So you want to come up here to line spacing options and do 72 points before. Okay, and click OK. So now you're going to adjust the tab setting for here. So you want to highlight where you're adjusting what you're adjusting. And you want to bring that over to 1.25. So bring them all over. To 1.25. Oh, this is not one of them. There we go. And then you are going to create a 1-inch bar tab. So you want to come up. How I like to normally do it is just come up here, click on an already created tab. You'll see here you have a tab stop position. So I'm going to change this to 1 and I'm going to hit bar and click OK. Oh, and I didn't highlight everything. I should have highlighted everything, and that way I get my whole line. So I opened up my tab box again. I have everything highlighted, and now it did the whole item for me because I highlighted the whole box. Okay, now we want to put bold on each of these items. They're calling it a column here. You want to put everything down in that column. You want to bold it because that's the norm for a memo as well. The tab, oh, I already put in ascending order, but if you haven't, or you want to come up here and just put it, sort it by text ascending, so make sure you do that. It's up here in the paragraph group. And then we are going to change the line spacing again here to 1.5. So again, up here, line spacing, you want to make that 1.5. Add your reference initials. Let's make sure we go over this again. You type in your 2 initials, but they always need to be lower. Auto format's always going to make that your first initial a big initial, so you are it's going to capitalize it. So you always want to click on that kind of blue line, do undo automatic capitalization, spell check it, save it, and turn it in. Thank you.